Hi. Hello, everyone. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if you've heard, but the first person, or yeah, we can go with person, to speak this live was actually Nox. She was meowing in the background. Um, but yeah, so sorry. Hi there. I'm sorry for kind of moving the time at last minute. Um, it was so Nuneka and Olga, who are two very dear friends of mine, are having a live right now. Hi, Alcala. They haven't finished yet, but I didn't want to like push it any farther. And they're making pretty things, and I wanted to see them making them too. So yeah, I just postponed this live. Sorry about that. I hope it wasn't too bothersome. I will also say that it was actually kind of lucky because I'm kind of not I'm not feeling my best at the moment. I was perfectly fine in the morning, but somehow like at some point in the afternoon I just started feeling a bit ugh. Um, and postponing actually gave me time to rest a little, so I am better, but I'm not 100%. So yeah, anybody who's like joining for the first time, or I don't know, seeing it in a replay, honestly, I am usually more live than now. But I didn't want to cancel. I'm good enough to work. But it did mean that, hi, Christiana, thanks for joining. And it does mean that I didn't, because I had to kind of lie down for a bit. I didn't have time to do too much process, to continue too much. Yeah, I'm gonna be interesting in my talk today because I'm a bit. Whew. So I so I didn't have time to progress a little as much as I want. Thank you. Oh, feel better too, Christiana. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, but yeah, so what I'm gonna do today is just do we're doing the little pictures for the hall. I did put wallpaper on the wall. I'll do the double. Yes. So that's our hallway wall that was until now not covered. I covered it, and we have some pictures to make. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear you're doing much better, and hopefully a good night's sleep, and I'll be perfectly back as usual. So, yeah, these are some of the pictures. You can see they're super tiny. It's kind of ridiculous to actually work with that. Um, but I think that what we'll do is, I mean, there's a million ways that you can do frames, but I think that what we'll do today is that I'll do one style of how I'm doing the frames, and we'll maybe continue tomorrow just because, yeah, I'm a little off, and I think it's better. Some of the techniques include like using sharp knives. I'm not sure that's a good day to do that. So I'll just put the full frame on the desk and um, some show you the pictures. There you go, focus. So I have this combination. I'm trying to It's really funny because the shadow of the cell phone is actually causing. Yeah. Okay. Focus. Focus. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, come on. Okay, that's better. There. So you can see, I hope they're so tiny. Maybe next time I'll bring like the bigger versions of them so you can see them better. Hi, Peggy. Ah. Um, Hope you're having a good lunch. as usual. Um, yeah. So, okay. So, as you hopefully can see, this is kind of a wedding picture. And honestly, yeah, I'll definitely bring the picture, like the bigger version, because, yeah, when you shrink them that much, you can't really see the details, but their expressions are priceless. As you can see, she's wearing a black dress, which, yes, sounds fitting for gothic things, but actually was very common in the past. So cool. I have this cool little landscape drawing with this bat and a castle in the background. There's this little portrait of a woman with a nice red um, scarf, head dress. I don't know. There's a landscape painting. This is actually an etching of Marie Antoinette, but I think she'll forgive us for putting her here. Um, I don't know. And you can see that with some of the pictures, I also printed them in two different sizes because I wasn't sure what size I want to use. And this is just some of the images that I found. There's also this dude here um, that could be cool. But yeah, um, we'll see. Yeah, I'm still actually not entirely sure which ones I'll use. Oh, and actually, I forgot to ask, but how is the sound today? Because I'm actually trying, I usually use the sound from my phone, and I'm actually trying to do it from my computer today. So let me know how the sound is, just so I'll know which is, if it sounds better, worse, same, just so we'll know for the future. Um, okay. Now, so the first thing, so I printed it in my, I have an inkjet print. Okay, good. So it's better than usual. That's good to know. Um, okay, so awesome. That is good to know. I'm a little sorry that I haven't tried it so far then, but yeah. And thank you for joining us, Anna. Um, and Okay, so yeah. So this is printed on just an inkjet printer, just the usual, very common cheap one. It's a Canon one. It's good, but it's a very cheap one, so nothing fancy. I did use a photo paper because I feel photo paper does give, it catches contrast a lot better than plain, like, regular paper. And when you're doing something this tiny, the contrast is really, really helpful for catching the details, because a lot of them will actually, a lot of the details are, it's impossible to get out with this size. So the contrast is very important, which is why I used, yeah, photo paper, even though you will soon see that the first thing I do basically is take some Collage Medium. You can also use Mod Podge, anything like that, and you just, I use it to, on the photos, to seal the ink in place. So, and that actually, because it's matte, it actually removes the gloss. You can, of course, use something glossy, but I kind of like it without the gloss, so I do it this way. And as you can see, I put the glue and then I kind of smush it with my finger, and that's to avoid brush strokes, because I don't generally mind brush strokes with my collage medium, but on something that is supposed to be a photograph, I tend to feel like it should be, I just don't feel like the brush strokes fit. So I just, um, get rid of it. You might also notice that the moment you put the collage medium, it actually somehow brings the contrast up, which is kind of cool. an extra bonus effect. Maybe I'll show you, yeah, on this one. I don't know if it'll show too much. Yeah, this one has too many colors to show it really, but just, oh. Maybe if we do this one, I think you can see. Let's see again. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to find a way to show you the difference, but it's not that clear, I think. But yeah, just kind of. And of course, having it sealed is just useful for whatever you want to do afterwards. So I'm just checking that it's all good here. Yep. Okay. So next thing we do is cut them out. And with something this tiny, I usually don't use my trimmer. No, actually, there is one other option that I was thinking of, and that is to kind of paint the edges around it. I'm not sure if it's going to work well with this photo. Yeah. But I thought it could be cool to just use this kind of a little bit of color around it to create a sort of matte for the painting or the image. I'm not sure it works with a photo. So let me see if it works with other things. Otherwise, I can always cut it off, so I'm not worried about painting it around. Yeah, not sure. We'll check. Okay, so I'm not gonna do all of them today, but let's start. I definitely want this lovely wedding photo. So I'm gonna cut it out. Anybody has a preference for any of the other photos that we'll add in? I was thinking actually the one with the red scarf, because I think I might try and do like a round frame for it or an oval frame. I think it might be cool. So unless there's any objections, we'll go with that. So that would be one. And the thing is also that, so putting it on the wall, and I'll bring the stairs for a second, so we can kind of get the feel. This would be a giant photo, like size-wise, on this kind of wall. So it's fine if it's like, the wedding photo of the family, like, I don't know, yeah, the owners of the house or something like that. I do think it makes sense, but yeah. So with other photos, I might prefer to take the smaller size. I'm gonna try and work with this teeny tiny portrait of a lady with a red scarf, and we'll see how that goes. Okay. So let's start with these guys, these two, and if we have time, we'll get back to the rest of them after. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is actually glue them on a backing. So I'm just going to use, I'm going to use the Collage Medium, the bottle now, because it's just easier for this. And I will actually, even though it's really not necessary, I think, but just in case, afterwards it will be annoying to try and do this, I'm just gonna ink the sides, the edges, and make them black. Okay, cool. And second one. It's kind of, I almost need Twizzlers just to do this because it's so tiny. But, you know, all part of the challenge. Okay. Put this aside. Hope you can actually see what I'm doing. I know that it's, yeah, if we do pictures tomorrow as well, I might try to lower the phone, bring it closer to, yeah, to the desk so you can see better what I'm doing. In some cases, when I'm doing, you know, a bigger piece, then it's fine. But I feel like when I'm working on something this tiny, maybe it should be a bit closer. But let me know. Okay. There we go. One glued down. And I'm gonna glue the other one with quite a distance because it'll be just easier for me to work that way. So just put it here. Just drop it. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Alrighty. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use chain to create the frame. And the reason that I wanted to put it on a backing is because this creates this little, you know, tiny little shelf, shall we say, or border where the chain can kind of fit around and sit easily. And I'm going to use this chain. I hope you can see. It's a decorative chain. It has some nice details. It's kind of like a rope thingy. Again, the light, focus on the right thing, please. Camera. There. I hope you can see. It has this nice kind of rope detail that just gives the feel of a very fancy frame. So I'll just add some glue all around, and I'm using the Collage Medium because it's it does stick pretty much everything, and it dries fairly quickly, which is useful in this case. And also it dries matte basically, so you know, good on all counts. So I'm just basically doing a glue frame, and I'll just add the chain. And the idea is basically that, yeah, that I create the frame now, and I'm just using a toothpick to put it in, because frankly my fingers are too big and and they hide what I'm doing. So I just use either tweezers or just a toothpick like this to make sure everything sits in the right place. This specific chain is very convenient for this kind of project also because it does create practically 90, almost 90 degrees, you know, or close enough to 90 degrees angles without much problem. A lot of chains don't actually do that, which is useful if you want to do an oval frame. But if you're going for straight angles, this kind of chain is awesome. And I'm actually gonna just see, just cut it where I need it. It might be still a little bit extra. I can cut that afterwards, but yeah. It's just easier to work with less of a tail from the chain. And I'm just gonna make sure, oh, trying not to do what I just did now. Just really pushing it against the tiny photo. And trying to make sure that it is straight. And that I'm on frame. Yes, I am. Cool. Okay, so you can see, if I'll bring it up. It will be, I'll take photos later so you can see better, but oh, there. I think this helps a little. You can see the frame. And obviously afterwards I will, once the glue dries completely, you cut off the backing, the black backing, and you get a very nice little photo. Okay, so now I want to try and do an oval frame for this tiny one. And I'm going to use this chain. It's a very kind of basic line chain, but as you can see, this one, for example, does not create 90 degrees unless you use a plier to fold it forcibly, and that works perfectly fine. But today I want to actually utilize this characteristic and just create an oval frame. So, and I think I'm going to color it black actually. So I'm just using an alcohol ink marker. I'll just do it over here so so it doesn't leave too many marks. And I'm just gonna go over it. It's probably not gonna be perfect, but that's fine. The aim in this case is actually to give it basically the look of aged silver. So just very gently kind of putting black alcohol ink on it. And it basically brings it to the color of the chain I used in the first one. It's a color that often is called gunmetal. If you're buying chain, it's gunmetal chain. And I'm just gonna cut off this piece that I colored and use this. It's still way too long for this kind of tiny fixture, but still. Now in this case, what I'm going to do is actually create the shape before I put the glue, because I need to kind of push it right? To reach the point that it fits the angles. So I can see now that this is pretty much the angle that I want. And I will do the same sort of on the other side. I would actually prefer to cut the chain on the side, not at the top, because that will keep the shape to look better. Let's put it just this way. um, I'm sorry. I'm just like, yeah, my head is not entirely with me today, so I'm kind of. I would probably be able to explain things better usually, but there we go. That would be good if I'll bring it up to the camera a bit. It's so tiny. It's really hard kind of to show, but yeah. Will both these pictures and the others be in the entrance hall? I think these two, yes. I'm not sure if I want all of these in the entrance hall. Um, they're optional because basically the idea for, I think that what I want in the entrance hall in this area is mostly things that look like it's, family pictures, maybe some of the either landscape things or this one that has like, wait, has this little architecture piece, things that are like the family history sort of feel. And thank you. um yeah, so I'm gonna just cut. I'm basically folding it one on top of the other, making sure that it's the same place, and just cut it. I'll just cut both wires together. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And then I know that it would, this one didn't cut till the end, I hope. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Just a sec. There it is. Hey, Vina. Hey, Moika. Hi, Penny. Thank you. Yeah, they're tiny. They're ridiculously tiny. It's it's a little funny to work on them. But yeah, cool. Okay, I'm just seeing now that this is not completely straight, so I'm pushing it a bit. There we go. Just like this. And now I'm going to just put glue around here. Once it'll come out. It's getting a little old, this one. Now in this case, because I want it to be an oval frame, I'm going on top of the edges, the corners, with the glue. Again, I'm not worried about like the gooey mess that I've just created. Also because, I just covered all of these little pictures with the same glue, the Collage Medium, as a sealer. So not a big deal if a little bit of it kind of goes on the photo again. Now I'm just gonna, I think I might just try and use my tweezers for this so you can see better what I'm doing. Basically, what I'm trying to do is take this shape and fit it on top of the picture. I will use again my toothpick to bring the edges together and close it, close the oval shape. Okay. It is being a little naggy, but that's okay. It's a fiddly little thing. You just need a bit of patience. Okay, a lot of patience. But in the end, things go right where you want them and everything is fine. It does seem like in this side, I might need to push it. I'm just using tweezers now because, and I'm sorry, I know that you can't really see what I'm doing now. It's too tiny. But basically, I'm using tweezers because I want to push it a bit more because I can see that the angles are not this of the oval is are not the same on both sides. The roundness of the oval or something like that. And also it's just kind of running around like crazy. Ovals are always harder than just straight frames. In case you were ever wondering, that is the case. Okay. I hope that it will catch now. I mean, I can tell you that worst case scenario, you kind of just glue most of it and the edges you just kind of leave loose and you can bend them a bit more afterwards and work with that. I'm just kind of pushing it into place and trying to hold it there a little bit to make sure that it stays because that's what we wanted to do. Stay. Good frame. Ah, no. Bad frame. Okay. I think that's fine now. This is the moment when you kind of need to just, honestly, I really need to stop touching it and then everything will be fine. But I'm being very fiddly with it. Okay. There we go. I'm not entirely happy with the angle on this side, but I think we can fix it later. And for now, it looks pretty cool, I think. You can also see that all of the alcohol ink that I've put on the frame has gone off my fingers, apparently, somewhere. But I'll paint it again afterwards. That's not a problem. Basically, you need to, if you're painting metal with alcohol inks, it works perfect, but you need to let it dry longer than I gave it. So, yeah. Okay. That's about it, basically. You can see, I'll bring it up. So, ooh, there we go. You can see there's a tiny opening here that I will close later. At the moment, I want this side to just stick completely, dry the glue and let it, and then I can kind of play around with things more. I'm actually going to add a little bit more glue on this side and just to be sure that it's actually going to stick because yeah, this is a very fast drying glue, and because I was fiddling with it so long, I'm not entirely sure if it would stick. So adding a bit more glue, that would make it safe. Basically, that would stick. Okay, and I think this one is already dry enough for me to cut it. So we can actually get one picture basically finished today, I think. Almost placed. So yeah, you can see frame, it's all, the glue is all dried around, and all I'm going to do now is just very gently take my scissors and cut around it. I'm cutting the backing off. And I'm cutting it in an angle like this, so that you can, so basically the backing is as least visible as possible, something like that, because I don't want it to be visible. Yeah, that was very roundabout sentence. Woohoo! Okay, I'm actually gonna chop the corners a little bit. I think that could be cool. Give it an interesting look. No, don't move, chain. You stay. Just and there it is. Our very first photo. And again, it's one of those things that it looks, oh my God, it's so tiny in my finger. But when I put it on the wall, in context, as they say, it's ginormous. That's what miniatures are all about, really. Oh, stay stairs, please. Okay, so gonna just come back. Yay. Okay, so yeah, so that's basically, I'm gonna just come back to all frame. Yeah, so this is the kind of picture framing technique that I'm going to show today. As I mentioned, I'm not at my best today, so I'm going to cut it short. And I think we'll just do some other framing techniques tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's a good size in context, especially. I mean, it depends a bit what it is, but it's very good for like it's a wedding photo. It's like I will say, okay, tomorrow I'll bring the photos, just a bigger size that I can show you the files, because let's just put it this way, I would not put that photo of your wedding as like a giant framed picture on your on my wall, but also at the time they would usually have like one or two chances for getting the photo, so maybe they should have done a painting. Thank you so much, Anna. And yeah, so I think we'll do some more framing tomorrow. Hopefully I'll come back to like 100% and I'll be able to do some more progress with other things, finish the fireplace, finish the staircase. There's so many things that I wanted to do, but I didn't get around to it today. Oh, thank you so much. I'm really hoping that, yeah, I'm so glad to hear that you're enjoying this, Anna. And yeah, there's I still can't believe that it's already been 2 weeks. It's kind of insane to me that it's even more insane to think that I actually thought I'll finish this in a month. It will not be finished, but we'll try to finish like a room or two and see, like really finish. I mean, like with furniture and everything. We'll have the wallpapers and stuff. That's for everything for sure. But yeah, there's just so many details and it's so much fun. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. And we'll do some more. I think we'll do some more photos tomorrow. Yeah. I hope you'll enjoy this tomorrow. And it's earlier. It's where did I put it? I believe it was 5 p.m. CT. I'm trying to say yes. One day I'll actually manage to remember my schedule. You know. Yeah, so tomorrow it's earlier. Obviously, you can also just set a reminder for the videos. Just click the bell, yes, set a reminder, and then YouTube will just let you know when I'm live. But it's usually useful to have the schedule, and it is in the description of the video as well. Yeah. So thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna get some R&R.